is the day after Thanksgiving, and in my mind, that means it's the official start of the Christmas season, aka when we can really start to get over-aggressive with the Christmas. Christmas music, Christmas tree, actually our Christmas tree's already been up, Christmas ornaments, outfits, Christmas. I found this kind of silly study from 2015 that dug into the science behind that feeling of Christmas spirit. You know, that feeling of joy, happiness, nostalgia, kindness, maybe some charity that kind of pervades this holiday season. And they actually were trying to figure out the science why. Now, these scientists are actually 100% legit, and they do 100% serious studies on things and neuroscience and other neurological conditions, but they took some time in the feeling of Christmas spirit to do this kind of silly study on what happens in your brain if you really like Christmas and you're shown Christmas images. So they actually scanned 20 people's brains with an fMRI, or functional MRI, which is a special type of MRI that, said MRI a lot right there, that can actually look at the blood flow in your brain. So the areas that get the most amount of blood or the most amount of oxygen in your brain are the areas working the hardest. So if you were to show somebody something, do an fMRI of their brain, where that blood flows to is where the area of the brain is working the hardest. They took 20 people, split into two groups, one called Christmas, one called non-Christmas. The Christmas group were traditional, the study was done in Denmark, were ethnic Danish people who had grown up doing traditional Denmark Christmas traditions, and the other group were people who were born in Denmark but came from a different cultural background. That was composed the non-Christmas group. They scanned their brains as they showed them a series of images, alternating between non-Christmas related images and Christmas related images, and they measured the response of their brain. And guess what? The Christmas group exhibited stronger neural responses when showed the Christmas images than the non-Christmas group did. And then in general, there are several parts of the brain that lit up, and I'm gonna read these because I'm not an expert on the brain, so I can't keep all of them in my brain at the same time. So in general, we had several areas of the brain that lit up in response to the Christmas images, including the parietal lobules, the premotor cortex, and the somatosensory cortex. Activity in the parietal lobules have actually been shown to be related to a person's likelihood to accept or be predisposed to spirituality, which makes sense given that Christmas is traditionally a religious holiday. Many of those with the Christmas spirit are most likely part of a Christian religion, and the spirit of goodwill and charity and kindness towards men are often rooted in spirituality and religion across the board. In addition, the premotor cortex is responsible for stuff like mirroring behaviors or mirroring emotions, which would be very, happens a lot when you're around friends and family for Christmas, each being happy and sharing that happiness and joy with others. And then finally, the somatosensory cortex is responsible for also recognizing facial emotions in other people or taking in social cues for other people as well, which, again, when you're surrounded by a community and you're sharing with one another, are oftentimes feelings that you start to mirror from one another or exhibit, or you're picking up on another person's happiness or their Christmas spirit, and sometimes you get it as well. So that's just a little bit of an interesting study looking into the science of the Christmas spirit. And obviously there's a lot of different things that you could continue to do along that vein of research. Our knowledge of the brain has changed a lot in the past 10 years. There are so many different cultures around the world with different traditions and different feelings towards Christmas, and maybe the influence of somebody who is very religious could be different versus somebody who is not, even if they both have positive feelings towards Christmas. And there is just so many things that you could study, and I just think it's very interesting that somebody decided to look into it, and I think it just enhances the magic of Christmas. I never think science destroys anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video about the science of the Christmas spirit. Have a wonderful start to your Christmas season, because I'm considering the Christmas season officially started. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends all about it, and as always, keep it sciencey!